Hello, I'm VX Toycat, and welcome back to Seed Sunday. Seed Sunday is a weekly series I run on my channel where I show you seeds Minecraft Console Edition which are particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way. And this week's seed is definitely both those things if you like villages in Minecraft. And who doesn't, right? But this seed has 6 separate villages, a massive amount for one seed, and not only does it have 6 villages, one of them is very, very glitched in a way that I think is really cool and definitely worth checking out if you like your glitched villages. So yeah, Super Glitch Village plus 5 more, plus a bunch of other cool stuff I'll be showing you as we go along. Hopefully you do all enjoy this week's Seed Sunday. If you do like it, please do like the video and let me know because it helps out the channel and lets me know you do like Seed Sunday. Anyway, in case you are curious what the seed is, it is going to be on screen right now. It's one of those big number seeds. It starts with 7, there's a lot of numbers in there, and it comes from Gay Stew Stage on the Minecraft forum. So yeah, this comes from him, and if you do type in that particular seed, it will actually spawn you just over here on this river, somewhere between a plain / a savanna biome and a desert, which I think is a pretty cool place to spawn because if you prefer one of those biomes and want to settle down immediately, you can totally do that. You know, whether it's the trees you like or whether it's the nice flatness of the cactus and stuff, you can do whatever you want to do. However, what I'd recommend going to first is the first village, because if you just go a little bit to the south through the savannah, through another desert, and then back into another savannah, it's a bit complex, but you actually end up in the first village. So this first village is really cool for a few reasons. The first of which is the fact that it actually, you know, has a bunch of like food and stuff, which is always nice in your first village. The second of which is it has a bunch of glitched trees. So you see just over here, one of the villages is actually standing on it, but here is what was meant to be an acacia tree, but instead of like acacia logs besides there, we've got cobblestone, and then inside, besides of like you know, tree stuff instead, we've got gravel, which is really, really bizarre if you ask me. I guess that the pathway spawning on top of the tree. I don't know how this happens, but the villager seems to be enjoying it anyway. And yeah, that's the kind of first point right here. It's very, very bizarre, but it's also kind of cool. The second kind of glitched tree is this one over here. As you can see, it kind of combines with the well. Very, very bizarre stuff, but it actually looks like an almost normal tree. And then third of all, we've got another one over here, which is like half a tree with some more gravel on it. I don't know how all of this crazy stuff happens, but it's always cool to look at, and it makes this first village definitely worth checking out. As well as that, though, there's these really big exposed caves nearby, which are great for getting some ore from, of course. And then, as well as the exposed cave, there's an exposed mob spawner. So it's a zombie spawner, which is the normal one, but the chest contains 3 name tags, as well as, 3 name tags, 5 gunpowder, cat, which is a great music disc, a piece of bread, and a piece of extra wheat, which, I mean, the bread thing's always nice just as a bit of free food. You're probably going to be using the wheat to start yourself some form of, like, I don't know, like food supply. So, yeah, why not get some more from the chest? I think that's a pretty cool thing. And yeah, this is just the first village of 6 we'll be showing. I'll try and speed through the rest because I'm sure you have, I'm sure you want to be speeding through to the really, really cool one. But I figured it would be worth checking out these other ones first because this second village, it's pretty small, but it is next to a ravine. You can get into the ravine by going down into this place and following the caves along. Or if you want, there's this really cool like single block over here. It looks like it's something I've done, but just over here you can actually see there is a single block down. I'm going to try and find it actually. There we go. There's just a single block where, you know, sand spawned with nothing below it, and actually leads into the massive ravine. I don't recommend falling in, but still, if you want a darkened ravine where you can apparently find enemies sometimes, I think this thing would be cool and worth checking out, especially because it's so close to the second village. So, to quickly move on to the third village. Oh wait, before the third village, I want to recommend going all the way to the edge of the map, because although it's not the biggest mesa biome in the world, the fact that this has a mesa biome is so cool, because having access to red sand, red sandstone, as well as some pretty hardened clay, is something that I think is always, you know, a useful little thing, because you cannot get red sand unless you have a mesa biome, and and because having lots of mesa biomes means usually not having too many villages, the fact that this seed has 6 villages and some mesa biome is pretty cool in my opinion. So here's the third village. This one's particularly notable because it's very, very, you know, it's messed up a little bit. It's not the most of the messed up ones, but there's a bunch of these weird caves going through it, which means you can actually head through these and you'll see there are actually some villagers that are kind of trapped in them. So if we look over here, you can just see, if you look around the place, villagers, that they don't blend too well with this whole thing because the pathway kind of goes through it. Okay, here you can see villager trapped in a cave. Always a funny little thing. Very, very bizarre. I guess he's actually trapped down there. So yeah, sorry about this little villager, but maybe you shouldn't go into dark caves by yourself or something like that. So yeah, as you can see, pretty cool village otherwise, but it moves us on to our fourth village, which is again going back close to spawn. So yeah, this river near the spawn kind of gives you 2 options. You can go to the south to get a village, or you can go to the north to get one. And if you go to the north, you will get a blacksmith chest, which there's some amount of random generation. I believe it's between consoles, but you know, regardless of what you get, it might be good, it might be bad. In my case, it's obsidian, some bread, and apples, which again, that's an apple sandwich right there. And yeah, besides that, this village also has a lot of like holes through it, which a lot of villagers also get stuck through because the pathway is kind of on 2 separate levels and there's no real way out once you go in. So yeah, you might want to check down there and also secure the village extra strongly, because it seems like this village is the one with the villagers that just kind of get lost the most. So maybe you do head here first and get all the stuff. I don't know, that's entirely up to you. But before we talk too much about that, let's move on to the 5th village. So there's actually 2 lava pits on the way there. There's one over here and one over here, which I think is pretty cool. I love surface lava. This there's a third one to the north somewhere. But yeah, I love surface lava. This seed actually has a lot of it, because there's a couple of ones I'll show you. But it also has a pumpkin nearby. It's just a lone pumpkin. It's the only one I've found on this map so far, and the fact that there's just one of them is really bizarre by itself. It means you can start a pumpkin farm, and you can use that to your advantage if you want to, or you can not, I don't know. But it's just something worth mentioning. And then we move on to the fifth village. The fifth village is really the the village of resources, because on top of having a blacksmith chest, where, by the way, I got diamonds, I think. On top of having a blacksmith chest, where I got diamonds and a saddle and some iron, so really good stuff. And if you're on the Xbox One, you'll probably get the same stuff. But as well as having that awesome thing inside that chest, we also have access to, a bunch of other, villages. It has pretty much every single villager type here, but it also has access to every single type of food. So it has potato, carrots, and wheat in massive amounts. Look how many of these planters there are. Lots and lots of free food for you. But on top of that, and on top of having the pumpkin, there's also access to sugarcane nearby. There's a sugarcane over there, there's sugarcane over there, and then further down the shore, there's even more sugarcane. And the fact that it has all of those resources combined is something I think is pretty cool for just one village. Blacksmith chest, all the villager types, and it has pumpkins and sugarcane and all the food types, which is pretty awesome for just one village. But let's move on to the final village, the one you're probably excited for, the one where Toy gets like, oh, this one's so messed up. So let's show you that. Oh, by the way, third surface lava on the way there. But yeah, let's show you that. So it involves going all the way across the map, because it is in the very weird corner. You have to go through at least one type of forest, which is, it's very bizarre, for, at least for me to look at. But yeah, if we actually keep on going this way, you'll see, boom, we go through the regular forest, then go through the birch forest, and we end up at the village. So this village is really, really cool, because half the village is just normal. Oh yeah, so there's a bit of, gravel, there's a bit of village stuff. Oh, it's a normal village, until you get to the very edge. So this is one of those villages where some of the village actually generated at the edge. However, at the before the edge, where half it's underwater, there is also a ravine, which means there's this really bizarre kind of glitchy thing where, as you can see, the blacksmith chest in particular, as well as this house over here, both generated down into the ravine, and also in the ravine, because we've seen this a few times before. So it's half underwater, half in a ravine, and the ravine that it blends with an abandoned mineshaft. So as you can see, this blacksmith chest also has some abandoned mineshaft stuff in there, and it's just super, super bizarre. I think you can see a bunch of gravel, a bunch of cobblestone. It's just a very, very bizarre, village in general. Okay, so here we're underneath the house, and yeah, if you want to check out one of the weirdest villages ever, this has to be that. Again, this was the selling point in the seed for me, and it didn't disappoint. You hear your village mixed with water, mixed with ravine, mixed with mineshaft, and you get something that's really cool as a result of that. And I think that's something that's pretty cool personally. So yeah, as well as that, there's obviously the blacksmith chest you can check out yourself. In my case, we've got some diamonds, which is nice, some iron leggings, and iron pickaxe, which will be handy for digging down there. Also, one thing you might want to do is you might want to break one of these blocks here, because as soon as you do a block update, it will cause the water to flow down, which can be a nice way for yourself to get down there, in case that's what you want. So yeah, you might want to do that in multiple places. Again, it's really cool that the water stays flowing there, but if you don't want it there, if you want it indeed to go down, you can do so like that, and you can float down. So something that's pretty handy if you ask me. The mineshaft, in case you are curious, is a massive one, so we'll quickly give ourselves night vision. First of all, there's a chest just to the left here, so in case you want some coordinates, I believe it's just over, okay, I missed the chest, but there's actually a chest nearby here. But also, on top of that, it's also a really cool mineshaft, because it just goes on and on. Oh, okay, here's the chest I was thinking of. As you can see, inside there's some gold, I think. Yeah, there's some gold, there's some coal, and there's some melons, which is pretty cool, because there's no jungle on this seed, of course. But yeah, if you look around the rest of the mineshaft, you can see it just goes on and on and on. But the coolest thing, in my opinion, is the fact that when you get to this room, the dirt room, which is always the kind of origin of this place, you can actually find yourself a bunch of plants. So on top of finding ferns, you find dead bushes here too, which is pretty cool that you can find both of those, as well as the blue flower, the blue orchid, I think it's called. And just, yeah, the fact that you find all of that underground is really, really cool in my opinion. Also, a bunch more pumpkin seeds, it seems. And yeah, just in general, really cool mineshaft. It goes on forever. It's got the really cool glitch where lots of plants spawn down here, which makes it feel a little bit cooler. And also, there's at least 2 spider spawners, and just everything you could want from here is there. So if we actually just mine our way out right now, so we go to one of the very corners, I should be able to show you just how big the mineshaft is because of how much distance we've traveled. And because we ended up in a swamp here, despite going in all the way over there. So, yeah, as you can see, pretty decently sized mineshaft. Most of it is underneath the swamp here, but still, I think it's pretty cool. So, as well as this, it has 6 villages, but that's not the only selling point of the seed. The other selling point is the fact that it's a pretty good biome mixture. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of deserts, savannas and plains. That's kind of one of the facts about this. But as well as that, there are a few awesome other things, including one of the rarities that people kind of forgot to care about. So, I guess first of all, by the way, more pumpkins over there, it seems. But the other thing, the first thing I want to mention is the 4th, lava lava thing that's below the ground. It's very, very well hidden, but it's just over here by the second village in the corner. As you can see, if you go to these corners, you can get yourself some surface lava. It's not really surface, but, you know, it's accessible directly from the surface, so just mine a few blocks and then you can get yourself there. That's why there's stone up here, and then boom, you can see more surface lava for you, which is something if you like a little bit off, you might as well like a lot of. But besides that, there's also a really, really cool biome in the corner over here, which is a swamp biome. So swamp biomes have something that, again, lots of people haven't really cared about too much since the last update, but basically, yeah, there is actually a witch hut on this seed, which is something that's always cool, because if you haven't experimented with witch hut in a while, then maybe this one interests you. So as you can see, witch hut at these corners over here, I think it's pretty cool, and yeah, it's worth checking out, because if you're on the seed anyway, you might as well see some of the other cooler stuff. There's also a giant root forest over here. The root forest is very, very close to the stronghold. The stronghold itself, actually, in case you're curious, is one of my favorite ones, because it has something that I've shown off like 3 weeks in a row now, but it is one of the coolest things that really attaches me to a seed, because it is a stronghold in a ravine. So again, this thing's pretty cool. This isn't the coolest example of it, besides the fact that the end portal itself actually crosses the ravine, and to me that's the coolest thing, that you can just dig down and fall into a ravine, but also onto a stronghold. I think it's pretty awesome, and it's worth checking out. If you're going to fall down, make sure you fall in the water. I mean, obviously that should be obvious, but still, it's pretty cool. And if you want to check the thing itself, as you can see, here we go, you go inside, and now you've got access to the entire stronghold. So yeah, pretty awesome stronghold. It's actually in a ravine, which is something really cool and really rare, and just pretty awesome if you ask me. And yeah, that's what you can find at these corners just over there. You want to dig down, and you'll end up on the stronghold. So yeah, we've got a super glitchy stronghold, a super cool witch hut, 6 villages, including a super glitch village, and just in general, I think this is a really awesome seed. If you like a lot of structures, this has a lot of them. I only showed you the stuff that's visible from the surface. There's a bunch of other stuff that's, of course, findable below the ground. By the way, in case you're curious, there's a ravine just over here. That's what the big gap was. But yeah, there's a lot of other stuff that's findable pretty easily if you go underground. And just in general, it's a pretty nice seed from what I've searched out so far. I would definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, if you want to do so, go back to the start of the video and check the seed. A lot of people watch to the end and they're like, wait a minute, where was the seed? And it's always at the start. So yeah, I hope you did all enjoy Seed Sunday today. If you did like it, please do like the video and let me know. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye.